all the stuff that's going on with the profiling and just everything in general, just with the police and the media and the police and the people of whatever city may have you. It reminds me of the stuff I saw in movies before I was alive, you know what I mean? The stuff that happened before me. It reminded me of seeing the historical playbacks of, lynchings and things like that. It reminds me of that's just that time, man. Sickening, really, honestly, it's no better way to explain it. Because the uniform comes off when you become a regular person like me. Probably been at barbecues with cops and you never known they were cops because they, at their best friend's barbecue or at their cousin's barbecue. You never know how it is, but I just feel like we all forget that we all human first, you know what I'm saying? Some things are so uncalled for, they try to cover it up. But the truth always comes to the light, bro, so it's always some way for us to find out the truth or somewhat close to the truth to the point where we able to connect the dots enough to know that somebody's wrong. We able to find out that her eyes were, held open and she was laid on the ground and she was dead when they claimed they got a mugshot. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that, like, it's sickening, bro. Like, that's sickening. Are you gonna try to cover your tracks that deep? You know what I'm saying? She was a woman, bro. Like, come on, man. Some things are just, like, senseless to me. It's deeper than racism. Like, some people have self-hate that's just so to the point where they try to destroy anything around them, you know what I mean? And it's really self-destruction. It's a disease for sure. None of us are perfect, but some things are just really far from the human forgiving mistake, you know what I'm saying? It's always something new, always something more. You always got, it's like every week it's a new police video of some sort. Pick a category, I don't know. But it's always a new police video of something. Definitely with a higher power. But what is that? It's from the same stem of the tree. You know what I'm saying? It's from the same branches of the same tree, from the same root. The same thing that grows from, this feeds that. So it's kind of difficult. It puts a lot of people in different mind states. You understand why Black Panthers existed. You understand why other, racial groups existed, because there was a fight, and there had to be a fight for something. Otherwise, the takeover would be, man, one of the fastest. It's a give and a take. It's a balance type of thing with it, I believe. I believe, like, I got a song on my album called Home. I just wouldn't tear my home up, Like, after a long day at work, I really do feel calmer and safer when I see that gas station right before my crib. I feel like I'm in the house already, So what if that gas station is burnt down and you look for it now, you don't see it? Home doesn't feel like home anymore. You ain't put your key in the door yet. Like, we forget that home is a feeling we have before we get there. It's the remembrance of things. It's the feeling, the emotion of something that, you know what I mean, that represents home even before home. And messing that up makes me want to move. If that's messed up by someone I know, someone I don't know, if it's just destroyed, it's not something I want to live around. I want to live around something that brings me peace and tranquility, the balance of life, you know what I'm saying? And destroying home is just like destroying the heart, bro. So I'm not with, the rioting as far as the looting side of things, but I am definitely with an aggressive change for sure. How I feel about school shutting down, how I feel about special programs shutting down for talented students, whether it's sports, whether it's music, I think it sucks. Because me growing up here in the city of Chicago, that's what we had to keep us going. It's one of the things that were created, and a few things that were created to give us an option beyond having to create something for ourselves. And when you have very limited resources, you have to create something for yourself. You end up creating something that's a product of what you're around, and a lot of times that could, have us in jail, in the graveyard, or in the hospital, or, never found sometimes. Chicago doesn't always give you the biggest options since how I came up, So I feel like taking that away lessens the options, but it increases the options for negativity, period. That's the best way I can say it.
First it made me feel like, man, I'll never be able to get out of this shadow. But I'm like, man, just think about who they're talking about. Like,
I came to a place where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I had lost everything. The next step for me was death or incarceration.
The biggest thing for me that Q-Tip mentioned was just the idea of like really standing for something.
Real cool dude. That was a real good experience with him, and we played Dubai with him too. It was him and Fat Joe and us.